Alright, so I'm going to show just a very brief and basic walkthrough of using HLSW. So when you first open it up, you get the login screen. For our intent and purposes, just use offline. It's a lot easier. So when you get in here, you're going to notice that this is pretty much the basic view. My custom server list had one in there. Don't worry about that. So first thing you want to do is left click on the personal servers list, right click, create server list. So if you ever use this for another game, it's just good because then you can sit there and create certain lists for them. So I'm going to name the file test, and then name the display name GM2. So now in here, you notice everything's pretty blank, nothing here. Well, when you add the name in here for the quick redirect, pops right up. And then I'll add another one like the prop hunt. Pops right up. So first thing you want to do is put in the RCON password. So for my purposes, I'm going to hide it so it's not everywhere. Paste it in, test it, it's good, get log. That's the first things you usually want to do is hit get log. Gets the whatever log, it activates it so you can actually see what's going in. Because when you see it, you can see what's going on the log and what's going on in the chat. When I go in here, however, you don't really see a whole lot going on. So I'm gonna paste in the password again here. Make sure you hit save. Save is an awesome thing. Otherwise, every time you start this up, you're gonna have to put your password in again. It's annoying. So this is the basic layout that it gives you. It works fine for most cases. You can change as you want. Console. So for the console, most of what you're going to do in here are the ULX commands. Now, up on this web page, I have a page that I'm going to ask Mur to put in as well. It has all the commands for ULX, even up to, including the adding user management stuff, so I can add people to groups, add admins and all that. Every single one of the commands begin with ULX, so make sure you remember that when you're typing them in. So everything you can do from the Zoom command, the admin menu in game, you can do on console. So it's actually pretty helpful. I mean, you can sit there, kick players, slay players, ban if you really need to, on console without ever having to get into the game. We've all seen it. When you type in console, you see console and then the words. I know a couple of us have actually done that. So, had to get a drink there. So, one thing I do is I have my little custom layout. I like it. Everything my size, where I want it, in the position I need, that I think I need it. You can edit things, but what I'm going to do is say, right click any one of the tabs, go to View Manager. Create this as you want. So if I want to sit there and only have, the players and, I don't know, like, yeah, we'll go with just the server list, players, and RCON. Now, these are the basic three that you want to make sure you have. You usually want to be able to see what players. You want to know how many people are in there at all times. You want to be able to see names, so if people are having really bad names, and all that. Your server list is this right here, so you want to be able to switch between servers. And then you get your basic RCON section. It's just your basics. You got your chat, you got your console, you got your RCON configs. That's where we put the password and all that. So if I were to hit OK, look at that. Now it's all there. Now, one thing you can do is when you go to View Manager, you can actually hit create new. Now what it did is it named it the same way. So when I go into that, it's just I can change the name right here, like we'll name it test, and then there you go. That's one's called test. Now what I usually do is I usually have mine a certain way. When I go in here, I like to be able to see as much information as possible. So I usually have a lot of stuff in there. So what I usually do is I usually have the server list, in the top left, and I got my server details top right. I like to see the rules, and I like to see the players. Now, when you look in there, there's two more. You got buddy list and global. These only matter if you're doing it online. So if you're not doing it online, honestly, don't worry about them. They're just taking up room. Now, sometimes you're going to see it just does that. Like, you're like, where's my block? You just got to figure out which side it's on and just kind of drag it over. I don't know why it does that, but it just does. So, I mean, that's pretty much the basics of what you need to know. Except the one last thing. We got random people, or people talking about how they kept seeing status over and over and over and over in their console. This is that button. This button updates this information. It just makes sure it has all the latest information. Sometimes it's good just to sit there, do that, check to do that, and then uncheck it. If not, your console alone is going to be just flooded with these things. It's just that piece right there. It's just going to do it over and over and over. And you're not going to be able to actually tell what's going on. So it's just, make sure you don't have that checked, because it's going to annoy everyone else who's trying to watch the console, because all they're going to see is status update constantly on theirs. It just bogs it all down. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask Murr. You can also ask myself, Slender Man, and yeah, we'll help you out as good as we can.